Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. I've been a CPA for 25 years and I've spent the last 2.5 years here at Fit Small Business helping small business owners get the most out of their accounting software. If you're a new small business owner and you're just now starting to research accounting software, you will have seen the name QuickBooks everywhere. So today I'm going to help you understand what exactly QuickBooks is and what QuickBooks can do for you. So at its heart, QuickBooks is a small business accounting software. Its primary function is to simply compile your income and expenses so that you can file a tax return. That's what the majority of small businesses need. However, QuickBooks does far more than that primary necessary component. It also will help you manage your business. So today I want to go into 10 things that QuickBooks can do to help manage your business. The first is to create and track customer invoices. Here I'm at the dashboard in our QuickBooks Online account. So let's look a little bit at how QuickBooks can help you to issue your invoices and track them until they're paid. So let's go over here to our customers link, and here you can see a list of all of your customers and whether or not they owe you any money on outstanding invoices. So we have tabs across the top here. We can see which invoices are unpaid, which invoices are overdue, and then here is a very interesting tab that shows us our unbilled activity. So this is time that we've charged to a client that we have not yet billed. So if we click it, we can see there are a couple of unbilled activities here. To issue an invoice, it's as simple as start invoice. It's going to automatically add that time that we've billed into this client. We can click save and send, and our invoice goes out. Now, there are a lot of customizations you can do with your invoice. Add logos, decide which fields you want to show up, which fields don't, put whatever payment terms you want. All of that customization, we're not going to go into that today. Today's objective is really just to kind of show you an overview of how QuickBooks Online can help your business. So that's the very basic invoicing function. At Fit Small Business, we do have a series of 46 free QuickBooks Online tutorials. If you just Google Fit Small Business QuickBooks Online tutorials, you'll find them very easily. And if you want more details on how to customize invoices, etc., you can go there. Again, this is really just a big overview of the things that QuickBooks Online can do. The second thing QuickBooks Online can do for your business is to help you manage your bills and expenses. In our QuickBooks Online account, to manage bills and expenses, we can go to our Expenses tab. And this will show all the list of expenses we have. We can go over here and we can click our vendors, and this will show each of our vendors along with how much we owe that vendor. If we want to see all the bills we have outstanding, we can simply click on open bills, and it'll show us we have 10 open bills and we have 3 that are overdue. So very helpful in managing your bills. There are also options to pay your bills online. As you receive bills, you enter them into the system. That's how the system knows that they are becoming due soon. So very handy for organizing your bills. No longer do you need to have a pile of bills on your desk and hope that you remember to pay them. As soon as you get the bill, enter it into QuickBooks Online. It then becomes organized. You have a list of bills. If you want to pay multiple bills at one time, you can. You just simply click which bills you want to pay, hit print a check, and there you have a check for it. So very handy for organizing your unpaid bills. A third thing that QuickBooks can do for your business is to help print financial statements. In our QuickBooks Online account, we can go to our left menu bar here to Reports, and this will bring up a list of all of the reports we have available. Now, depending on the version of QuickBooks Online you have, the reports may differ, but all versions have the basic financial statements, which is your balance sheet, your profit loss, and your statement of cash flow. So if you need to go to a bank, apply for a loan, if your QuickBooks is up to date, you can simply go in and print a balance sheet, specify which time period you want it for, and print it off. Same with your income statement. So very easy to produce nice, high quality financial statements as long as your QuickBooks account numbers are all up to date. So printing financial statements for your bank, for your accountant, very easy with QuickBooks Online. The fourth thing QuickBooks Online can do for your business is to bill your employee time and expenses to your customers. So we've already seen how we can add that time to invoices, but let's look at how we can bill the time. Okay, so here we have QuickBooks Online open, and now we're going to look briefly at the time tracking function. So if we go to New, we have two ways to enter time. We can do it activity by activity, or we can enter the entire weekly timesheet. If you let your employees do it on their own, they should probably do single time activity throughout the day whenever they change activities. If they're going to fill out a manual timesheet and have your bookkeeper input the time, then this weekly timesheet is good. So here we see Heather Smith. She's an employee. We have 8 hours a day, and she's charging it to this customer, Baker's Professional Lighting, store number 5. And that's as simple as it is. Now this is going to flow to two different places because Heather here is an employee. So this time is going to flow to both the invoicing system so that it's available to add to an invoice to charge the client, and it's also going to flow to the payroll system if we subscribe to the QuickBooks Payroll module. Okay, so that's as easy as it is to track time in QuickBooks. Very handy. Now, QuickBooks Simple Start won't have this feature. You need at least the QuickBooks Essentials version. So let's get out of here. Now, expenses are equally as easy to bill. So if we go expenses, let's just pick an expense here. It doesn't really matter. Automobile insurance company. Let's edit this expense, and I'll show you how easy it is to bill it to a customer. If we want to bill this $200 expense to a customer, all we have to do is mark it as billable and then pick the customer that we want it billed to. Save and close it, and there we go. Next time we go to bill that customer, we create an invoice for that customer. It's going to pop that expense up and ask us if we want to add that billable expense to the customer's invoice. That's how easy it is to track time and expenses. Make sure you don't miss them to get them onto your customers' invoices. The fifth thing that QuickBooks Online can do for your business is to run payroll. So we've already talked about how employee time can be entered, either by the activity if the employee enters it themselves, or we can enter an entire weekly timesheet at one time if the employee does a manual timesheet. So let's look a little bit more though at running payroll. Now within QuickBooks Online, payroll is an additional module that you're going to have to pay extra for. But it's well worth it, especially if you already track your employees' time in order to bill them to clients. Having an integrated payroll system makes a lot of sense. So if we go to payroll here, we can see in a list of our employees, we only have one employee set up, Heather Smith. Let's click on her so you can see the kind of detail you can keep track of. Hire dates, work locations, pay schedule, pay rate, all of these information, withholdings, all of this information you enter at once for your employee, give them an hourly rate, they fill out their timesheets, or you input their weekly time activity, and all of this then not only flows to invoices but flows to the payroll system so that you can pay them appropriately. And it's really nice having your invoicing system and your payroll system tied together. That way you know the amount of hours you're paying your employees for are also the amount of hours you're billing your customers. Now obviously if some of their hours are to administrative functions or something, they're not going to bill that to a customer, and that's just fine. But it's very nice having one system so that you for sure catch all of the hours that you account for all of the hours that are going into the payroll system. The payroll system is very powerful. You can print checks for payroll. You can make direct deposits for payroll. So very good payroll system. If you have QuickBooks Online, no need to go to Gusto, anything like that. QuickBooks Payroll is very, very good. The sixth thing that QuickBooks can do for your company is to track inventory. Now, not everybody is going to require this feature, but if you're a reseller, a retailer, wholesaler where you have inventory, then you absolutely need a software program that's going to help you track it. Now, the reason being, it's not just so you know when to reorder, which that is a nice feature, but the primary purpose of tracking inventory is going to be to divide the cost of your purchases during the year into what was your cost of goods sold and what is the cost of your inventory on hand at the end of the year. That is can be a very complicated calculation to make if you try to do it by hand or in a spreadsheet. But with the right software, the software will do it for you. So QuickBooks Online is great for this. Now you will need QuickBooks Online Plus or QuickBooks Online Advanced. The lower tier versions will not track inventory. So within our QuickBooks Online account, there's a couple of things I'd like to show you with regards to inventory. So let's go to our Sales tab in our left menu bar, and let's go first to Products and Services. Now this shows you all of your products, all of your inventory, and the quantity you have on hand, and the cost and the reorder point. So whenever your quantity on hand goes below your reorder point, it's going to give you a reminder to order. So this is all very nice, great features, helps you keep things in stock, very, very useful. But again, the main purpose of inventory accounting is to separate your purchases into cost of goods sold and ending inventory. So let's look a little bit at that. So let's create an invoice. So I'm going to go to Invoices here, and let's just create a new invoice. It doesn't really matter who the invoice is to, and we'll just select today's date. Now here's where inventory accounting comes into play. In our product or service, I'm going to just pick the first inventory item here, and we're just going to say we're selling 10 of them for $25, and so that's $250. Now here's the key to great inventory accounting with QuickBooks. When I save this invoice, it's going to make two entries into my accounting system. The first is it's going to record the sales of $250. The second entry it's going to record is the cost of goods sold. So the cost of these 10 units of inventory. So the system keeps track of your costs on what we call the last in, first out accounting method. Nothing you need to know for beginners. But it's going to calculate the cost of your goods sold, and it's going to make that entry. So not only is it going to show sales of $250, it's going to show cost of goods sold of, say, $100. It makes both of those entries simultaneously, and that is huge if you have inventory. It takes away all of the need for spreadsheets. Okay, so great. If you have inventory, love QuickBooks Online Plus. The next thing QuickBooks Online can do for your business is to simplify your taxes, and that really is the primary purpose of small business accounting software, is to come up with income and expenses at the end of the year to turn over to your account. Now we've shown QuickBooks Online is a whole lot more than that. That's why it's worth the money, but it does do this very basic function very well. Accumulate your income and expenses for your tax guy. Now I want to show you something that makes it really, really easy at tax time. So let's flip over to our QuickBooks Online. Okay, so you can invite your accountant to directly view your books in QuickBooks Online. So to do that, we can simply go up here to the cogwheel, manage users, and we can add a user. Oh, I may have gone to the wrong place. Let's flip over here to accounting firms. Okay, type in your accountant's email address and hit invite. They'll receive invitation in their email. They click on it and they can directly access your QuickBooks Online. You don't even have to print out financial statements and send it to them. And the great thing about them seeing your books online is that they can make adjustments themselves. There's no more you printing out general ledgers and all of this stuff and them trying to understand what was going on in your account. They can view your account directly, see exactly what it is, solve the problems themselves, answer most of their own questions. They can fix the books themselves. Instead of giving you journal entries to make, they can fix everything themselves. They have direct access to your books. And it does not count against the 5 users that you have in Plus or the 3 users that you have in Essentials. Okay? Every plan, so Simple Start, Essentials, and Plus, they all come with 2 accountant users. So perhaps you have a bookkeeper that helps you out and you have a tax professional, right? So those would be your 2 accountant users. Very nice. No more trading information back and forth. They get into your account, they handle it for you. Really awesome at tax time. Okay, and the next thing QuickBooks Online can do for your business, you can accept online payments. So this is very easy. You'll have to subscribe to QuickBooks Payments, which we do not have a subscription to with our trial company here. But you subscribe to QuickBooks Payments. It includes a link in all of your invoices that they can simply click on to pay you via credit card or ACH transfer, whichever they prefer. It is basically, QuickBooks has its own merchant services account. So sure, you will be charged merchant service fees based on credit card charges, based on ACH payments, just like you would with any other service. It is not the cheapest service available, but it is just totally 100% integrated into QuickBooks, which makes it well worth the money. Otherwise, accounting for transactions coming to and from merchant services can be a little bit complicated. But if you use QuickBooks Payments with QuickBooks Online, totally integrated, really very, very easy. Next thing you can do, you can scan receipts. So at tax time, you generally never want to rely on receipts to accumulate your income and expenses. You want to rely on accounting software like QuickBooks Online. However, that doesn't mean that the IRS isn't going to want to see receipts if they ever question any of your expenses. So it's very important to keep those. Traditionally, what we do is we stick the receipts in manila files that get thrown in our file cabinet. Hopefully we can find them when we want them. QuickBooks Online, you don't have to do that. You can actually scan the receipts and include them right with the entry in QuickBooks Online. So very quickly, I can show you this. So if we look at an expense, again, I think we can choose about any expense here. Okay, and right down here we can include attachments, so we can drag and drop. So if you have the receipt, you scan it into your computer and then you simply drag it over, drop it there, and there it is. So anybody ever questions this particular transaction, you have a receipt right there. Very, very easy to find. Now, another way you can record expenses, and this is really great for small businesses, is with the mobile app. So you have your cell phone with you, you incur an expense, just take a picture of that expense with the app sends it into the program, and it's going to be there for you to classify later. Very simple. So really handy receipt scanning feature. And the last thing we're going to talk about for how QuickBooks can help your small business is by tracking mileage. Now this is something that's wholly within their mobile app. So their mobile app comes free with your subscription to QuickBooks Online for any version, Simple Start through Advanced. The app runs on your computer. The app runs on your cell phone in the background as you're in your car. So you don't even have to open the app. It senses when the phone is moving at car speeds and when it stops, and based on that sensor, it's going to automatically record trips without you doing anything. Then at the end of the day or the end of the week, you can review all those trips, mark them as business or personal, and if they're business, you can then go in and fill in additional details, such as if that expense is billable to a client. So you drive to a client, you want to bill them for it, you simply find that trip on your phone that was automatically recorded, click it as a business expense, show it which customer you want to bill. Next time you send an invoice to that customer, you'll have an expense pop up next to the invoice. All you have to do is add that to the invoice, and there you go. By using the mileage tracker, the expense gets into your accounting system so that you don't forget to bill it. Really, really cool. So, QuickBooks Online, what does it do for your small business? A lot, right? It's not just about tracking income and expense, which is the fundamental most important thing any good accounting software should do, but it does so much more than that to help you proactively manage your business. Okay, so let's talk about some of our QuickBooks options. Now, everything I've been showing you is in QuickBooks Online. That is by far the most popular platform for new users. There are still a lot of users, older users that have been with QuickBooks for a while that are using QuickBooks Desktop. But we have QuickBooks Online, totally 100% cloud-based. Log into it from anywhere in the world, access your books. Very, very handy. Runs from $25 a month for Simple Start up to $180 a month for Advanced. QuickBooks Desktop. Now, one nice thing about the desktop programs, they do have some industry-specific versions, which are pretty nice if you're in particular industries. Downside is you don't really have access to them over the cloud. Now you can pay extra and QuickBooks will host them for you, but that is fairly expensive, especially compared to QuickBooks Online. But if you have it hosted, you can then access it from anywhere. QuickBooks Self-Employed is similar to QuickBooks Online, but it's not a true double entry accounting system. It doesn't do most of the stuff we talked about today. It's mostly for simply tracking income and expenses of self-employed and freelancers. However, you can scan receipts and you can track mileage just like you can in QuickBooks Online. And the final is QuickBooks for Mac. This is essentially just a separate version of QuickBooks Desktop that will operate on a Mac operating system. Now, if you have a Mac, of course, you can also use QuickBooks Online because that simply is just accessed through a internet browser, and so Macs can access QuickBooks Online just as easily as any other computer. So those are kind of your options for QuickBooks. So what's next? Well, if you want to try QuickBooks Online, again, that's the program that I've been featuring today. You can try it free for 30 days, or you can choose to have 50% off for 3 months. If you found this video on YouTube, there's a description below the video, and in there I provide a link to get to QuickBooks so that you can get your 30-day free trial. Now, here at Fit Small Business, we have a ton of information about QuickBooks Online. So if you're just now starting, I'm sorry, not about just QuickBooks Online, about all the QuickBooks products. So if you're just now starting your QuickBooks kind of discovery, learning what your company needs, we have a lot of information for you. So I've provided some links in the description below to the following articles. There's QuickBooks Online versus Desktop. So that's probably the first decision you need to make. Do you want the online version that's accessible anywhere in the world, or do you want the desktop version that's going to be accessible on just one computer or a network of computers? Now, there are some advantages to each, and so please read that QuickBooks Online versus Desktop. Next article, we have QuickBooks Online comparison. So once you decide you want QuickBooks Online, there are about 5 different options, including self-employed. And so you want to go through there and find exactly which features you're looking for to find the QuickBooks Online that's going to be best for you. And then finally, if you want QuickBooks Desktop, then we have a QuickBooks Desktop comparison guide as well. And so there are 4 different versions of QuickBooks Desktop that you should consider. And finally, if you just want to know a little bit more about QuickBooks Online, we have 46 free QuickBooks Online tutorials. Now, I know at this stage in your discovery, you're probably not ready for tutorials. However, these tutorials are going to really help you have a better understanding of how to use QuickBooks Online, what its capabilities are, so that you can then decide whether or not QuickBooks Online is going to be the right software for your business. So again, my name was Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. I hope you visit our website. If QuickBooks Online is not right for you, we have information regarding a whole plethora of different accounting software, although QuickBooks Online is our choice for the best overall small business accounting software. I hope you visit our website, and I hope we can help you find the right software for your small business.